What is going on, movie lovers? Welcome back to Apocaflix Movies, and welcome if it is your first time listening. I'm your host, Jacob Bartley, as always, and I'm joined by Gio Ramos, aka Geostorm.
No, do not affiliate me with that movie. We're going to talk about that later. Oh my god.
You've been in production for 3 years, and you're finally coming out.
Yeah. We'll get to that later. Just move on. Next. All right, Wonder Woman. What's up?
So as we've been doing lately with our movies podcast, kind of just open the podcast talking about anything that we've watched recently. How about you, G? I know we watched Kong Skull Island opening night. You saw it a second time?
Seen it twice. Love the movie. Very entertaining. A lot more entertaining than Godzilla. Not to take anything away from Godzilla. That's a success in its own right. But this movie, I mean, it has a very strong cast. Kong is amazing. The cinematography is great. Check it out. You'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I already talked about it, not in depth, but like a lot in my review. Go check that out. But I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. Great action, and it's very entertaining for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that you've watched, like besides any new releases?
I saw like one of the classic movies from Robert De Niro and Billy Crystal called Analyze This. I don't know if you heard of it.
I know what it is.
It's where De Niro plays his usual gangster mobster character.
It's a comedy though, right?
And Billy Crystal becomes.
I heard
his
it's
therapist.
great. I heard
it's really great, really funny. Yeah, so I saw that.
Yeah, I watched 310 to Yuma because I'm on a Logan high right now.
James Mangold.
Director James Mangold directed 310 to Yuma. 310 to Yuma is amazing. Mangold is
Russell Crowe,
incredible director. Yeah. 310 to Yuma, and then I rewatched The Social Network for the first time in a long time.
Great movie.
And that movie is incredible. I think David Fincher is my favorite director of all time because you already know I love a lot of his movies like Gone Girl and Seven.
Yeah.
And then rewatching Social Network, like I just love his style of direction. It's so in detail with everything.
He's not a director whose face you recognize like a Spielberg or even a Christopher
But people
Nolan,
know the name.
But you know the name and you know his work.
Yeah, for sure. And then I watched Logan 3 times.
Yeah.
I just saw it again today.
Even better each time?
I'm contemplating with myself whether or not it's the best superhero movie ever made.
Woo!
Honestly.
Yeah?
Yeah, but that's a discussion to have for another time. Speaking of superhero movies, we literally just watched a brand new trailer for Wonder Woman right before we started the podcast. So,
yes, sir.
Following the reveal of a new Wonder Woman poster by director Patty Jenkins and star Gal Gadot, Warner Bros. Unveiled this new trailer for the upcoming comic book movie focusing on the greatest superheroine of all time. Wonder Woman will follow the Amazonian princess Diana Prince as she travels to the outside world for the first time when her home and world at large is threatened, fulfilling a destiny long ago bestowed on her by the gods. Slated for June 2nd release, Wonder Woman also stars Chris Pine, Danny Huston, David Thewlis, Robin Wright, and Connie Nielsen. Gio, is this trailer another sign that DC could be back on track with Wonder Woman?
Absolutely. I have so much faith and confidence in this movie. Every trailer has been great, and we're talking about the visuals, the look of what's Wonder Woman's homeland?
Themyscira.
Themyscira. Gal Gadot, she continues to, do good, building off of Batman v Superman. And, I mean, I know everyone's going to be critical, but as long as she's good, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not expecting, like, Heath Ledger level Joker greatness from her portrayal of Wonder Woman, but I do have confidence from what I've seen so far. And the one thing I take away from the Wonder Woman trailer, for myself, it's Robin Wright, who plays her aunt and is like a general.
She's the one that's training her,
She's
right?
the one that's training her. She's so good, man. I mean, we see the shot where she's like in the air going backwards, shooting arrows, and she's training Diana Prince. And then just real quick, the action scenes that we've seen in the previous trailers, we see a little bit more, the slow motion shots of Wonder Woman using her lasso of truth. It's just the action, there's humor, and it's everything that should make a comic book fan smile and confident in a Wonder Woman, finally a superhero female-led film. So I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, this trailer didn't blow me away or anything, but it's another solid trailer for this movie. This is Wonder Woman is my second most anticipated movie of the year, like after Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Yes, sir.
So I am super excited for this movie. I think I don't think this will be the last trailer. No, because the movie's far away.
I think we'll get one more international trailer.
Yeah,
it's about 2 months away, maybe.
So I'm pretty much done watching trailers. I've seen enough. I really just want to watch the movie.
Absolutely.
But one big thing I did take away from this trailer is the Robin Wright character. I didn't realize how big of a part she was going to play as training her, and that was cool. And then seeing her as a young girl, and then a teenager, and then as a woman. I didn't know we were going to get that much of a background.
True
that's
origin.
Pretty cool. And then the mystery of who she really is, I think that's hinting towards being the daughter of Zeus, because that makes her more powerful than the other Themyscira women.
Oh, yeah,
the
absolutely.
Amazonians. So
yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. And I actually like the comedic elements. I know I was teasing you earlier about it. Like, they're copying Marvel. But in all reality, I think I've always thought the Wonder Woman story has a comedic thing to it because she's coming from a world where she's outside of society, and then her translating into society. There's some funny moments that can come from that, like her adapting to that world. So I think we're gonna get a lot of that in the movie.
You're absolutely right. I can't wait. This is gonna be great.
Cool. All right, well, moving on to another comic book property. So, in what was by far the most talked about piece of news this week, maybe other than the Wonder Woman trailer now, Entertainment Weekly gave us fans a long-awaited first look at Marvel's upcoming Thor Ragnarok. Kicking off with a cover that debuted not just the lockless new look of Chris Hemsworth's Thor, but Kate Blanchett's villainous Hela and Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie, shortly after a batch of new images were released, which added first looks at Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner, Jeff Goldblum's Grandmaster, and the return of Tom Hiddleston's Loki. Directed by Taika Waititi, Thor Ragnarok is set to be released on November 4th, 2017. So, I'll go ahead and start this one off. I remember when the cover came out, and you guys liked it a lot. I didn't love the cover. I'll say Thor looks great. Yeah. Everything Thor holding the swords, he looks amazing. But I didn't like the look of Valkyrie and Hela on the cover. But the other images of them look pretty good. Like that image with Kate Blanchett with the black hair, like kind of covering her face with the black stuff on her eyes. Like that looks awesome.
She looks evil.
I think both of them are going to be great in their roles. I just wasn't digging the look of the cover, and covers are shitty most of the time anyway because it's all photoshopped. Like they're not all actually standing.
Oh yeah, no, of course.
So it's an artist doing the work, and it just looked awkward. Like they didn't look right, you know.
Yeah.
But overall, just the look of this movie looks like nothing we've seen in the Thor world before. It's kind of like retro, and they said they're going to market it that way with the colors and all that
colorful,
stuff.
Yeah, and
I like it. It's different because there's an argument to be made that the Thor series has been the weakest of the movies that have gotten trilogies thus far.
Oh, yeah. They're
viewed
there's
only been 3.
as the more weaker films in MCU.
I mean, that's not really fair to say because Thor 1 is great. Thor the Dark World is one of the lesser MCU movies. But a lot of people don't recognize Thor as their favorite, you know, as far as his movies go. So I think it's good that they're doing something different with this franchise. Overall. So I'm digging the looks.
Yeah. They also show Jeff Goldblum as the Grandmaster.
Did you know that the Grandmaster is the brother of the Collector?
You know, I didn't know that until I think you or Jake told me that. Yeah, that's it makes sense when you look at his look. You know, with the hair.
So, and how are they gonna play into like the whole cosmic side of the MCU, you know? Like, and what's their relationship? Are they ever going to be on screen together? You know, that's interesting.
Probably. He's probably less sinisterous than his brother, you know? Yeah, the Collector.
So, my only experience with the two characters was on the Spider-Man cartoon series.
Oh, okay.
There was this whole thing, there's like a Contest of Champions episode where like the Grandmaster was putting together this competition, and the Grandmaster was the bad guy, and Spider-Man was working with the Collector against his brother. So I think potentially the Grandmaster might be more evil than the Collector, because the Collector's not necessarily evil. He's just working for himself.
He has his own plans.
He wants to benefit his own
That's true.
thing. You know?
Yeah. But going back to these images, I mean, you have Thor with his haircut. He's obviously going to lose it at some point. From what we know in the story, his initial encounter with Hela, Kate Blanchett, goes terribly wrong. He gets his ass handed to him. And as far as the other people, Tessa Thompson, who was great in Creed, she's back. She's playing... Jacob, who's she playing? Valkyrie. Yeah, she looks totally badass. I'm excited for this cast altogether. You know, this looks like... it's going to be kind of like a reinvention of the Thor movies. You know, it'll give us something that we've yet to see before. We know Ragnarok, the storyline is dark, but with Taika Waititi, you're going to have kind of that
especially if you've seen those
humor.
Little Thor and his roommate little videos.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new one out.
Yeah. So I'm definitely excited about this. It looks great. I can't wait for the first trailer.
Yeah, it's tough because like I love the first Thor movie. I think it's one of the better, most underrated MCU movies. Mm-hmm. But there's an argument to be made that this could end up being the best Thor movie. Like we'll see when we actually watch the videos. All right, so since it was revealed that Domino will be making an appearance in the Deadpool sequel, every major name was thrown into the mix, but ultimately landed on an unknown. First a rumor and later confirmed by Ryan Reynolds himself, Atlanta star Zazie Beetz has been cast as Nina Thurman for Deadpool 2. With the new main player locked in, we now look forward to who will don the role of Nathan Summers, aka Cable. Deadpool 2 will be released in theaters on March 2nd, 2018. Gio, I know we're both not familiar with this actress, but what do you think so far? We've seen her in Atlanta. I believe she plays Donald Glover's love interest in Atlanta. I'm not 100% sure on that, but if that is her, she's decent in that show as far as we know. Yeah,
I've only seen the first 2 episodes of Atlanta, but what I've seen so far, she sells me as like a viable actress. Her scenes with Donald Glover, she's able to hold her own, and
exactly. And Donald Glover's a great actor.
Yeah, he is. So I mean, it's great to see a little bit of diversity in this casting. You know, definitely. Domino. From what I heard, she has a very like sibling-like relationship with Deadpool. You know how brothers and sisters are.
That's cool.
So I expect a lot of shit thrown in Deadpool's way for the way he, handles himself, presents himself, and talks. So it'll be fun. And we'll see how big of a role she has. We know that Domino plays a pretty big role in the X-Force movies.
So I think this is all leading up to the X-Force.
Right, yeah. So,
I'm not familiar with this actress. She is an attractive woman, I'll tell you that. I thought that ever since I saw her on Atlanta, but
the eye candy value.
So I can't really comment on whether I'm excited for her to play this character, and I'm not really familiar with Domino. Like I know she's involved in the X-Men world. I know she's part of X-Force. That's about as far as I know. Mm-hmm. But it is cool that they're like making the film more diverse in this world, more diverse. So, hey, cool casting. But one thing is funny how in the notes it says Nathan Summers. I noticed this the first time, but did you notice in that Deadpool teaser before Logan that on the phone booth it says Nathan Summers coming soon. Coming is spelled in a different way than it normally should be spelled, of course, because it's Deadpool. Yeah. But it reminds me, like I've known this already, but it just reminded me that Cable is Cyclops and Jean Grey's son, and he's from the future.
Yes.
So you know that, right? Yeah. So that. I've known that, but it just kind of, I'm like, oh yeah, he is. So that's interesting because if he's in Deadpool 2, he's in modern day.
Right.
So he's obviously time traveler and stuff like that, which makes me even more excited for he's going to grab X-23 out of 2029.
Yeah.
I think so, for sure. All right, so at this point, you're either on board or not with the fate of the Furious and its outrageously impossible stunts. Now, just over a month away, a new trailer has been released that clocks in at 3 minutes and too many shows the entire plot. The F. Gary Gray film puts a spin on the franchise as Dom enters the world of crime and betrayal when a mysterious woman seduces him. Starring Vin Diesel, Dwayne Johnson, Charlize Theron, Jason Statham, Michelle Rodriguez, Natalie Emmanuel, Tyrese Gibson, Ludacris, and Kurt Russell. The Fate of the Furious rides into theaters on April 14th, 2017. So, Gio, I'm curious, did you like this trailer?
I love this trailer. I don't know, what the confusion is. A lot of you out there must have forgotten about Furious 7 and how great that movie was and how successful that movie was. $1.5 billion at the box office for a Fast and Furious movie. Anyways, we get Furious 8, and like I said before, or The Fate of the Furious, and like I said before, for the past 3 movies, we've seen the team take on some villainous figure, and they overcome him. And now for the 8th one, they're introducing the idea of the alpha in the group, Dominic Toretto, turning on the team for whatever reasons. We'll find out later, but I think that's interesting, and I think Charlize Theron. I mean, you can't do any wrong. She's a great actress, Oscar winning, Mad Max Fury Road, and F. Gary Gray. We see what he's done with Straight Outta Compton. As far as this trailer goes, I loved it. It's exactly what I expected. Big action spectacle, Unfortunately, Paul Walker is not with us anymore. So taking the front row is Dwayne Johnson even more in this trailer. He is going to be leading the charge. I think in the original version that they had, Paul Walker was going to be facing off against Vin Diesel. But unfortunately, we know why that isn't going to happen.
That would have been incredible.
That would have been great, yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't have that, but that intrigues me, man. Yeah. That sucks.
But now, I mean, Dwayne Johnson's not a bad... He's arguably the best part about these past 3 movies.
Oh, he's the reason why they're successful.
Right.
Not the only reason, but
my biggest problem with Furious 7 was that he was sidelined.
He was barely in the movie.
He was barely in the movie.
Barely in it.
But as far as the action goes in this one, the previous movie had them parachuting out of a plane, the cars. The one before that had cars taking down a plane on a forever runway on an airport. And then the previous one had the cars dragging a safe and Toretto by himself taking out cop cars with the safe. So it fits within the franchise. It's what we've come to expect. They're big action spectacles. We go because of the characters and because of the action, because we love seeing them on screen. Like, they're pretty much at this point a superhero team. They're the Avengers of the street racing, if not even street racing anymore. Like, they transcend
they're
CIA.
Heist movies now.
They're heist movies now, and I'm really excited about this. I can't wait to see it. It's supposed to kick off a new franchise, and just go have fun.
Wait, what do you mean by it's supposed to kick off a new franchise?
Not a new franchise, a new trilogy.
Okay.
It's supposed to kick off a new trilogy, 8, 9, and 10, and then that's it. They're done. Well, I mean, if 10 makes $2 billion, then they're obviously not done. Yeah.
Why not? Why not keep making them?
Right.
Look, I'm all for outrageous, dumb, out of this world action. That's why I enjoyed Fast 6, Fast 7.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just not digging this. Look, like I told you before, go all out with the stunts. Just don't show me all of them in the trailers. That was my complaint about Furious 7 was that where they drive a Ferrari through one building, one skyscraper into another. If I wouldn't have seen that in the trailer and I saw it in the movie, I would have been like, oh shit, that's awesome. But I saw it in the trailer. So my worry is all these cool things like the torpedo and the submarine coming out of the water, like
the cars.
Is that the biggest action sequence? They showed it all. Like, so.
Well, we don't know
that's
that.
Blame on the marketing though, not the movie.
Okay.
But my problem is they're trying to make the story and the characters and the relationship between the characters too seriously. Don't take yourself too seriously. Just be what you are. Be a fun, dumb action movie. Don't try to make it serious, and that's where I have a problem with the movies in a way.
They're hiding the drama.
So, and it's just like, all right, but you never know. I could walk out being that was a hell of a good time. I really enjoyed that movie, but it's just like, come on.
And that's all you're going for in the theater is just going to have a good time. You suspend your suspension of a disbelief.
I mean, we watch superhero movies. We suspend our beliefs all the time. But it's like none of them have superpowers.
Take a break from the superhero movies
and getting out of a car and
only
wouldn't that torpedo burn his hand? Like,
one of the best parts.
What the fuck?
One of the greatest things about the Schwarzenegger era.
Isn't that torpedo launched out of like a firing gun type of object?
Yeah, but it flew under ice water, so it's probably cold, So, but about that, I'll just say real quickly, the Arnold Schwarzenegger era of action movies constantly had him doing over the top, action things that only Arnold Schwarzenegger can do because he's Mr. Olympia, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Dwayne Johnson is our generation of Arnold Schwarzenegger. So if it were Paul Walker doing that, rest in peace, Paul Walker. No,
It probably would have been, honestly.
If it were Tyrese or Ludacris, doing that, I would have been, okay, all right, that's a little too... But it's Dwayne Johnson,
Paul Walker did run off of a bus and that was falling off of a cliff and jump and grab the end of a car.
Well, he
should have been the one turning the torpedo.
He's Brian O'Connor. So
I don't know. Maybe because I grew up watching the first couple Fast and Furious movies. You know, so maybe I'm I wish Brian was there.
Maybe
absolutely. That is the reason why I'm not looking forward to this one.
Yeah, of course. And you're not alone. Everybody thought Furious 7...
And I'm not... There's nobody to blame for that. Of course. So it's messed up.
Yeah.
All right, well, speaking of a franchise that involves Charlize Theron, her new movie Atomic Blonde received its first trailer this week. From John Wick and Deadpool 2 director David Leitch, Theron stars as Agent Lorraine Broughton, the crown jewel of Her Majesty's Secret Intelligence Service. Sent to Berlin to deliver a priceless dossier, she partners with an embedded station chief played by James McAvoy to navigate her way through the deadliest game of spies. Also starring John Goodman, Sophia Boutella, and Toby Jones, Atomic Blonde hits theaters this summer on July 28th.
Go ahead. Take it. What did you think? I know there's one part that you really liked in the trailer.
This looks awesome. Look, these John Wick directors are...
David Leitch,
on a hot streak, man. So, David Leitch is not the one who directed John Wick 2. Mm. He's the other one. And he's directing Deadpool 2.
Yes.
These guys are... Wow. And they helped out with the action in Captain America Civil War. They directed They did the action for the airport scene.
Yes, Civil War, yeah.
These guys are geniuses. This trailer looks incredible. Just the concept alone. I joked, I said female John Wick. That's kind of what it is in a way. But that's awesome. And Charlize Theron, one of the best female actresses working today. And very attractive woman. Lesbian scene on the bed.
It's okay. We're guys. We can talk about it.
That got me excited. I might need to go watch this movie alone.
Sophia Boutella and Charlize Theron.
I'm gonna rent a whole entire theater out and watch it alone.
Maybe I don't want to sit in a theater with you. I don't know. But this trailer, it starts off. You think it's gonna be like another Taken or John Wick, but she's actually getting beaten up. She takes couple hits to the face.
I like that because
it's real.
Look, because in reality, men outstrength women. She's gonna struggle fighting two guys, even though she's more skilled than they are. Mm-hmm. She's gonna have a little bit of trouble fighting two men who are bigger than her and stronger than her, and that's realistic, and I love that. But if this trailer, what it did for me, just real quick, if the job of a trailer is to get me to want to see the movie, that's what this trailer did, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and Charlize Theron, she is a viable action star. Mm-hmm. She is.
Eon Flex, come on.
The industry is hungry for female-led stars, and they have two. They have one that's been in the game in Charlize Theron, and then they have a rising one in Sophia Boutella.
Mm-hmm. She is, yeah.
And then you have
Kingsman, and then she's the Mummy.
Absolutely, yeah. And then you have John Goodman, who's good in everything, and James
McAvoy.
James McAvoy, this
one of the greatest actors working right now.
This movie has the feel of John Wick meets a little bit of Taken as far as the setting goes and the look, the visual look of the trailer, and it's just it's now one of the more exciting action R-rated movies that's coming out this summer. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. Awesome.
I didn't have no idea this movie was coming out. I think it looks great.
Yeah.
All right, so making a surprising debut with a short teaser during this year's Oscars, we now have our first look at David Ayer's latest film through a batch of new images. Backed by Netflix and starring Will Smith and Joel Edgerton, the setting is a world where magical creatures live side by side with humans, and the police have a division handling crimes involving magic. Smith plays a human cop who's forced to work with an orc, played by Edgerton. The two together must find something that unsavory elements are prepared to kill for, a powerful wand. Also starring Noomi Rapace and Edgar Ramirez, Bright will be released this December on Netflix. So, Gio, have you seen the images
for Bright?
Yeah.
I've seen a few of them. The look of Joel Edgerton. He's like, I forgot what he's described as. He's like
he's an orc.
Yeah, but they call him like the. I'm forgetting the name. He's like the badass orc. Like, I forget what they say, but anyways, it looks amazing, dude. Like. just how the trailer starts off with like, it's like an everyday, inner city, cop and, organized gangs and crime and all that. And then they pass this barrier and all of a sudden it's like fantasy, and all these creatures and orcs and everything.
And the show notes did not mention whose genius idea is that? Max Landis.
Absolutely.
I'm starting to get on board with this guy. I've been like following his YouTube channel and stuff, and a lot of people praise Chronicle and like a lot of other stuff that he's done. And American Ultra, I didn't love American Ultra, but I like the idea of it.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited because Max Landis wrote this.
And the fact that it's a Netflix project, Netflix, they allow their filmmakers to make films. No studio interference. So
what's so funny about that? I was watching a Max Landis video the other day, and he was like, he brought up something about Netflix. He was talking about studio notes, and he's like, Netflix doesn't give notes.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. They let their filmmakers make the films, and I think what we're going to see is David Ayer, his true potential, like what he can really do.
What he could have done with Suicide Squad.
When given a great script or time to work on something, and him and Will Smith, Will Smith being one of the bright spots of Suicide
no
Pun. With Deadshot. And now the two of them are re-teaming up again. This is gonna be gritty. It's gonna be it's gonna have fantastical elements, but it's gonna be awesome. It's one of the more exciting Netflix original movies that I'm looking forward to. I love it, from the paper, the cast, to what I've seen in this first brief trailer.
Yeah, this looks amazing, honestly, and even the images and everything. Like, what a great idea! This is so original. What do people always talk about? Original sci-fi, original ideas.
Yeah. Here
you go. Take this for what it is. How has no one ever thought of this? Like a modern world where like the everyday world is incorporated with magic, with orcs and elves and all that stuff. Like that's very intriguing. And you see, like, it looks like a training day setting, and then you see Will Smith holding a sword.
Yeah,
and it's what? Like, this looks incredible. And just the actors alone, Will Smith and Joel Edgerton.
Yeah,
Joel Edgerton is fucking great.
Yep.
So,
and it just reminds me of End of Watch meets like kind of Men in Black / R.I.P.D. kind of thing, Yeah. Yeah. So it looks great.
I'm very much looking forward to this, especially because of who wrote it.
Right.
All right. So now that we've sadly seen Hugh Jackman as his legendary character Wolverine for the last time, it's time to look forward to what he does next, which is in the form of Ferrari. The Michael Mann film was originally supposed to star Christian Bale, but due to some health concerns, Jackman has now landed the lead role of Enzo Ferrari, with Noomi Rapace playing his estranged wife. The story will heavily follow their relationship, as well as the rise of Ferrari as a luxury company in the 1950s. Ferrari currently has no release date. So, I wouldn't say like I'm excited for a movie about Ferrari, the company and the man.
Enzo Ferrari, yeah.
But you attach Hugh Jackman and Noomi Rapace.
From Prometheus, right?
She's from Prometheus. Yes. She was in that movie The Drop with Tom Hardy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This is intriguing to me because this could potentially be like an Oscar-type role for Hugh Jackman. And if any man deserves an Oscar-type role to try to win an Oscar, it's this guy. I mean, look at Logan.
Yeah, he might well, at least get nominated. So.
I hope so. Yeah. But this intrigues me. I love Christian Bale. He's one of the best actors on this planet. But replace him with Hugh Jackman, no, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, the story of the rivalry between Maserati and Ferrari apparently was really big in the 60s. So if it's anything like you remember Ron Howard's Rush with
yes.
Chris Hemsworth and who's the guy the guy Zemo, what's his name, Daniel Bruhl. Yeah, if it's anything like that, I'll be very excited. And Jackman reportedly is going to put on some weight to get into the character, so that's exciting. And Michael Mann, I mean, I know his best work lies in the past, but like I enjoyed Public Enemies with Johnny Depp and Christian Bale. I thought that was great. And I don't think he's done a movie in a couple years, but I'm really looking forward to this one, just based on the two leads and Michael Mann. I think it's gonna be great. I can't wait. So
yeah, all right. So moving on to our take one leave one segment, where we only have one topic today, but this is a segment where we take two movie related things and put them against each other, decide which one we take, which one we leave. So our one and only matchup of today's show includes two new trailers that were released this week. First up is Geostorm, Gio. When the network of satellites designed to control the global climate start to attack Earth, it's a race against the clock to uncover the real threat. Before a world, Geostorm wipes out everything and everyone with amazing, incredible effects. It stars Gerard Butler, Abby Cornish, Ed Harris, and Andy Garcia, and was released on October 20th, 2017. The movie it's going up against is the edgy, R-rated comedy Rough Night, which follows five best friends from college who reunite 10 years later for a wild bachelorette weekend in Miami, but their hard partying takes a hilarious dark turn when they accidentally kill a male stripper. Starring Scarlett Johansson, Jillian Bell, Kate McKinnon, Zoe Kravitz, and Ilan Glazer. Rough Night opens on June 16, 2017. Let
me go first on this.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm currently working on an editorial about why Gerard Butler isn't a bigger action star than I would like him to be. I really do love seeing the guy in action movies. Olympus Has Fallen is very underrated, and it's a lot of fun. I heard about Geostorm first in I think it was late 2014, a little bit in 2015, but the movie has been postponed because of rewrites and reshoots and all this and that. It's just it's been a mess. And then I see the trailer and I'm just like, what the hell is this, man? This is the movie that we've seen time and time again, and it's just it doesn't look interesting. Gerard Butler, he looks like he's gonna do fine.
I barely saw him. He's like in like two shots in the trailer.
He's in two shots in the trailer, and it's just it looks like it's gonna bomb. It's gonna bomb badly. I don't want a movie to bomb ever. I mean, unless it really deserves to. But I mean, I have a feeling this is gonna fail. Like, I have no interest in this. When is it coming out again? What is this? October 20th? I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna watch a movie that.
But you don't want to support Gerard Butler as an action star?
No, because I'm tired of movies underserving his talent, and it's frustrating. So I'm gonna buy Rough Night because ScarJo, we've yet to see her in this kind of R-rated comedy, right?
Like a straight up comedy, where she's the lead.
And even though the movie looks very similar to other movies in the past, I'm still buying it for the cast. I think Kate McKinnon, although at times she can be a little bit
over the top,
she's still funny as hell. And Jillian Bell, she is continuing to get these supporting roles where she can showcase her comedic, because she is a funny woman. Mm-hmm. So I'm buying it. I'm buying Rough Night. I'm taking that one. I think it's going to be funny. Can't wait to watch it.
All right, so
fuck Geostorm.
So Geostorm is about Johnny Storm's brother from Fantastic Four, right?
For real?
Yeah, and yeah. That's what it's about, right?
For a moment, I thought it was about Galactus, and all this shit.
That's the thing. On, yeah. Johnny Storm's younger brother takes on Galactus.
Johnny Storm's younger brother, Geostorm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you get it?
I got it.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that Fantastic Four spinoff. No,
right.
All I can say, like, the trailers, whatever, but the special effects look absolutely horrible. Mm-hmm. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
they look like shit.
The little tornadoes coming, like
every
Twister looks like a better movie, and Twister came out 20 years ago. Here's the thing
for me: I'm a sucker for disaster films. Mm-hmm. Like, I love 2012. It's a guilty pleasure of mine because I love disaster movies. Like,
sure, yeah,
because they're like horror movies to me. Like, what the hell would you do if you saw a giant wave coming at you in a city, large city? Like,
yeah.
That's scary.
San Andreas.
But regardless of those special effects, I would buy Rough Night either way. Scarlett Johansson is one of my favorite actresses ever, and I love this supporting cast as well. And I love to see ScarJo do something different. Like, she's proven herself as an action star. She's done Avengers. She was a huge box office draw with Lucy, and we have Ghost in the Shell coming out this later this month, which looks great.
Uh-huh.
So I want to see her do something different. It's not necessarily a role that's where she's playing off of her sexuality like Don John. This is just like she's the lead of a female hard R comedy.
Yeah.
Throwing the little twist of the male stripper dying, like that's different because it starts off as like a typical like hangover type movie for women, but then you have the male stripper die. It makes things interesting. So either way, I probably would have taken Rough Night, but those special effects for Gio's Crime look absolutely horrible, like some of the worst I've ever seen. So, and I don't think it's one of those scenarios. Well, wait, the movie's not coming out yet. They're gonna fix them up before the movie comes out. No, I bet you those are the same special effects that are gonna be in the actual movie.
Yeah. It's all bad.
Sorry, Gio. There's a storm coming.
Oh, there is. Man, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be ugly.
All right, well, that's going to do it for Apocaflix movie news this week. I want to thank Gio for getting on, giving his thoughts on the topics. Let them know where they can find you online.
Find me on Twitter at GioRamos24. Very active on there, giving my opinions about movies and movie news. Check out ApocaflixMovies.com. I got a written review for Kong Skull Island coming out. A lengthy post about Alien Covenant and everything you need to know. So check that out.
And you can find me, Jacob Bartley, on Twitter, at JacobBartley_. On this YouTube channel, please subscribe, hit that like button, hit us up in the comment section. Let us know what you think about any of the topics that we talked about today. And as always, thank you for listening and take care.